Welcome to Gloria's Gab Live. Today I have with me Rotary International District 6990 Governor-elect Barbara Gobbi, and she's fantastic, and we're going to give you a lot of information on Rotary today and all the things that we're doing. So thank you so much for being with me today, Barbara.
Oh, thank you, Gloria. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, it's a delight. Before we start, I always have to thank our sponsor, South Florida PBS. If you're not a member, you need to be. I assume you are a member.
Of course.
Right? Okay. Once a month, you get a wonderful little magazine, tells you about what's going on. And you can go to allhealthtv.com also and get a lot of free information on healthcare subjects. In fact, one of my favorites, this Dr. Leah. Have you ever watched her?
No. Yes,
she was the front cover. She was the front cover of our magazine, our Inspire Health magazine that we produced last month, or it's for March, April. So anyway, she's a fun show to watch. But she answers questions. If you go to questions at allhealthtv.com, you can ask her anything, and she will answer it. And Changing Planets. I just started watching the new series. That's like amazing. And for our Rotary environment people, they should be checking this show out because it gives you a lot of information and good ideas that we could be focusing on.
Absolutely.
So let's start with you. When do you take over as district governor?
I become district governor on July 1st.
And tell me,
we're close.
Tell everybody here, you have a broad area. So tell me your scope.
Yeah, district governor or District 6990 covers Broward, Miami-Dade County, all of Monroe County, and Grand Bahama Island. So we have about 1,800 members and about 50 clubs in that district.
Which makes us an international district.
Yes, we're one of the few that are. There's about 530 districts in the world, so we're one that is international.
Which is kind of cool, right?
Very.
So you're a member of which club?
The Rotary Club of Fort Lauderdale, Cypress Creek.
Okay, and I'm with Coral Gables, and we have with us watching today, we have Noreen Timoney and Jay, and Noreen is your aide, your chief of staff.
Yeah,
you got a chief of staff. That's pretty cool.
Yes.
Yeah, and then Jay Almeida from the Miami Club. Yeah, he's going to be your communications chair, so we'll be hearing a lot from both of these people in the future. So, tell me, tell me some of the projects that our district is involved in now.
Yes. So Rotary really focuses on 7 areas of focus, but one of the things that we've done so much of this year, and you alluded to from the PBS publication, is our work on the environment.
Right.
And we've been doing so many environmental projects. This committee was really brought about by Robert Bull, who is the chair of our Environmental Sustainability District Action Committee. And we've done work with Million Trees Miami, planting trees. We've been working on a mangrove project to restore mangroves because it's so vital to our fisheries, to coral reef restorations, to planting pollinator trees to attract bees. So many projects in the environment, and we have things going all the time.
And I think a bunch of us got involved in Bonanza. The beach cleanup recently, was that 2 or 3 weeks ago?
Yeah, Bonanza. We've been doing a lot of beach cleanups all the way down the coast. So the environment has been a big project of ours this past year, actually. Yeah.
And then aside from the environment, we have international projects. And in fact, I don't know if you know, but is it May 9th? Our Rotary Club is doing an international project. It's a fundraiser in Coconut Grove for all the projects that we're involved in Colombia. I'm trying to remember Costa Rica, Haiti. So are you coming to that?
Of course.
That's going to be so much fun.
Yeah, I'll come to that.
Yeah, no, Katerina is one of our former members who is amazing. Actually, you'll see her when we have some pictures of all the projects that we've done. And Katerina actually looped the Maasai for a while.
Oh, really?
She is like hands-on, big time.
Love it.
Yeah. And and then our Coral Gables International Chair is Enrica Manes with EcoWorks. And her region of all things is Haiti. So you can imagine she's going nuts with that, with all the stuff going on there and dealing with the people that they're helping up in the mountains. Yeah.
Yeah. I sit on a committee called Hand Wash, which is a Haiti National Sanitation, Water and Sanitation Hygiene, the
Oh,
whole
is that
acronym.
right? Yeah.
And their mission is to bring clean water to the entire island of Haiti. And it isn't just about pumping wells. It's about making sure that the communities and the residents of Haiti have buy-in in this so that it is a sustainable water system for the entire island nation. So it's
Yeah,
a
I
really big,
remember that.
audacious project.
Well, and and once you dig the wells or whatever, they have to be maintained.
Correct.
So that's the other thing is training.
Yes.
And then, getting the buy-in.
Yeah, we find
That's
people
always
have great
important.
intentions and they'll dig wells, but then they're not sustainable. Or they'll work with the municipality to dig water, treatment centers, but the pipes are leaking. So this is to make sure that it's a sustainable project, and every person on the planet should have access to water.
Yeah. Well, in Haiti in particular, we had a project that we funded through our Rotary Club, and actually the Coral Gables Women's Club helped with our Gringo Bingo. And we did providing families up in the mountains with a goat. And the idea was every family had a goat.
Yes.
And then once the goats procreated, it was like a savings account.
Yes.
So that's one of our favorite projects that we do for Gringo Bingo.
That's a great one.
Yeah. So and already they're reproducing, and Enrica tells me they're doing really well with that project.
Oh, that's fantastic.
But they're going through so much in other areas with the gangs. So
That's a big problem.
Yeah.
Big problem there.
And Alphalit. So are you working with we're working with Alphalit too, International.
Oh yeah.
And that's another. I think it's one of our district global. We have explain. You know what you can do. Explain how we work with global grants in the district. That's an interesting one.
So all of our 50 clubs, actually all of our clubs around the world, are autonomous, and they do their own fundraisers, they set their own projects, and they fundraise money to do these projects. And they can apply for a district grant, which is matching funds up to $2,000 to do a small project. Right. But they can also apply for global grants, which is up to $30,000 total for the project. So they match, about 80 cents on the dollar, Rotary International does, to do something of bigger scale.
And do we have any in the works right now that you can think of?
Yeah, we have one actually right now happening at Jack Nicklaus Children's Hospital. There is a telemental health global grant project that's happening right now, where we're making mental health accessible and affordable to children via this telemental health program. And that was all done with a global grant with our Rotary International president, Jennifer Jones, who's the first female president of Rotary.
Which is so exciting.
So cool, yeah.
Women have come, have arrived, yes.
And that was done with the Rotary Club of Key Biscayne. So they did this global grant to start this telemental health program.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Jennifer, think about when Rotary started, it was an all-boys club.
It was.
Yeah.
I mean, not even that long ago, it was still an all-boys
I was gonna
club.
Say, What year was it? Oh my gosh, I've forgotten.
1985, I believe.
Oh, when we accepted women.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's when they went to the Supreme Court to allow women into Rotary.
Yeah. And I think I joined a year or two after that.
Yeah.
So I've been around for a long time. But it was, you want to explain a little bit about the history, because a lot of people don't know the history of the Rotary Club.
Yeah, so Rotary started in 1905 in Chicago, and it was really just a group of men who wanted to get together and just have some fellowship and exchange business, contacts, and then they rotated around to each other's offices. And then it kind of grew from there, and now it's international. We have about 1.4 million members worldwide, and they allowed women in the 1980s, and I don't know what took so long.
It exploded after that.
It exploded. It sure did. But it's just fantastic. I mean, Rotary is for all ages, all ethnicities, all genders, everything. And diversity, equity, and inclusion is a big program of ours right now here in District 6990 to make sure that all feel welcome.
Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. And talk about the international conventions that Rotary holds.
Yes.
Those are like amazing.
In fact, we're getting ready to go to our next international convention this May is in Melbourne, Australia. So we are very excited to
I
go to
love
that.
Australia.
I know it's going to be a
It's-
really long
yeah.
trip, though.
It is, yeah. It's going to take
Yes,
a day or so to get there.
it's about
depending on-
28 hours.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So depending on how you go and if you have a layover, you might want to consider a layover in Hawaii or.
You know,
know.
I looked at that. It got quite pricey once I
Oh, did
added Hawaii to that itinerary.
A stopover didn't work.
Stopover didn't work.
Oh,
Yeah,
too
so
bad.
we do have this international convention every year where tens of thousands
Right.
of Rotarians gather. So it's going to be really exciting.
Well, last one I went to was in Toronto, and we had
Mm-hmm.
such a good time, and it was so mind-boggling.
Yes.
And
yes.
and Rotary has so many different fellowships,
Mhm.
and I was completely amazed when I went to the international
Mm-hmm.
how many fellowships there were and how many great programs were being provided by everybody. Until finally, because I always want to help everybody that's doing everything.
Mhm.
And finally, I said, I don't know if I can hear about one more project because I'm overloaded at this point.
Yes.
It is overwhelming, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
And this past January, we went to International Assembly, which is where all of the district governors elect from all over the world gather to do their final training to be district governor. So we met governors elect from every country possible. And now my email box is flooded with, give me a global grant, partner with and because everybody has a project all over the world. And my husband, who's not a Rotarian, had this mind-blowing experience there of now he finally understood just how big Rotary is.
Yeah.
And it really woke him up, and he says, oh, look, this is my new friend Mohammed from Morocco. And he made all these friends from all over that we still stay in touch with.
Okay. So we've got a bunch of photos that you provided and I provided from different things that we do, just to give people an idea of what's going on in the community and how people can get involved. And of course, we're always looking for people who believe in service above self.
Yes.
So, Alex, if you could, oh, there you go. And
Yes.
did you say that was Homestead?
Yeah,
this
that's
picture?
the Rotary Club of Homestead. And a lot of people always see Rotaries in parades or they'll see the signs, but we're really doing community service projects. So this is one where they were saluting some veterans that were returning. And it was just such an easy thing for them
that's so
to do.
nice. So that Homestead
their
Air Force
support.
Base, was that around
No,
there or
it's just the
something?
Rotary Club of Homestead. I'm not
Just-
sure if that was at the Air Force Base or not.
I just looked some of those buildings, I thought maybe were around there.
Yeah.
So what's next? Okay.
Yeah, so this is also the Rotary Club of Homestead, and they did a fundraiser to raise money for an organization called Patches, which provided wheelchairs.
Oh, yeah. Patches
Yeah.
is great.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's a great group. Next.
This is the Rotary Club of Homestead, which is actually the largest Rotary Club in our district. They do a run for tomorrow every year, and it's like a 5K run through the city of Weston. But this was the children doing their run first.
They do it in Weston,
Yes.
and they're the Homestead Rotary?
No, this is the Rotary Club of Weston.
Oh, of Weston.
Yes.
You said, I thought you said Homestead.
Sorry. Yes.
What?
So
I thought
this is a
Weston
big
was.
fundraiser for them. It shuts down the city of Weston on the day of the run. So it's-
Wow. That's
Yeah.
great. Okay, next.
These are some Interact
Interact.
students, and
Oh, in
Interact
South
is our
Miami.
high school equivalent of Rotary, and they were working at the South Miami Rotary Art Festival, which is a huge art festival down here in Miami.
It's been going on forever, right?
Yes.
Here in South Miami. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, it's a fun one.
So much
Okay,
fun.
Next.
And here we are serving beer. So some of our members are serving beer at
There
the
you go.
at the art
At the
festival.
art festival.
And
Yeah.
these are
And that's usually the weekend right after the Coconut Grove Art Festival.
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
So-
Yes.
Yeah, and I think did we have a conflict this year? I don't know. Sometimes we'll have a conflict with chili cook-off.
There's a lot of things going on
Yeah.
that time of the year, especially in the winter when the weather is nice and
Yeah,
cool
it's so
to get
good.
out.
You want to get us to the next one?
Yeah, so this is at RILA, and RILA is our Rotary Youth Leadership Awards. So we send high school sophomores to Seabase, which is a camp in the Keys, for a weekend of leadership building. And it's just such a fun event, seeing these kids. They do team building and leadership and inspiration, and it's a really, really fun event for these kids. We send about 100 students there.
Is that right? That's great. Next.
So this is the Rotary Club of, I believe, Miami Brickell, and they just started free little libraries. You may have seen these all over town.
Well, the Coral Gables Women's Club has
Yeah.
one in front of their clubhouse.
There you go.
Yeah.
And it's just a little, it's what it sounds like. It's a little library where you can go in and take a book, you can leave a book, and it's just a really great way to foster reading in our community.
Yeah, we keep ours stocked, and it's kind of nice, you know.
Yeah, they're nice.
And it's fun when kids are out with their parents walking their dog, and they come by and they go, oh, let's see what's in there today. Maybe there's a book I'd like to read. Yeah.
Right.
So it's cute. So next.
This is again at the South Miami Rotary Art Festival, just having some fun. The photo backdrop. Yeah.
You're adorable. Okay, next.
So these are some of our beach cleanups. So
I
we've
was gonna
been
say, beach
doing a
cleanup.
lot of environmental projects lately. This was a beach cleanup down here. I think that may have been Bonanza or around that time.
Those people look familiar. Next.
And this was the Broward County did a beach cleanup on April 8th. So there were several Rotary clubs out there doing beach cleanups up in Broward that weekend.
Oh, that's great. Wow. Next.
And that's Robert Bull there on the left. And he was the pioneer of environmental projects, and how it started is during COVID, he just started walking like a lot of us did. We were walking and riding bikes because we couldn't do anything, and got outside, and he just started picking up trash on his walks. And that got him a lot of recognition from the city of Pinecrest, I believe.
Oh, really?
And then, we said, Robert, talk to us more about the environment, because environment was really just becoming a cause in Rotary, because it wasn't one that we had focused on. And it really just took off from there. And Robert's done an amazing job organizing all of these activities. Almost every weekend we have something going on.
Yeah, he's come to our club numerous times to tout different things. Yeah. So, and actually, I just did a neighborhood cleanup. That's another thing I guess all the clubs could do.
Yeah.
It's just, especially if you have a clubhouse or a place where you meet. So pick up 72 pounds of trash. I mean, it's crazy.
Anyone
just a
could do
handful of
it,
people for a couple of hours.
Just every day, go out on a walk, bring a bag with you, and I guarantee you'll find trash to put in that bag.
It was funny the other day it was Saturday mornings. We do this once a month on Saturday mornings, and some people just showed up and they said, I can't stay, but they walked from their house or their townhouse or whatever to the clubhouse, and they had a bag full of trash.
Yeah.
What? I just walked here to tell you I can't make it, but here's your trash. So it's pretty cute. So tell me, what do you aspire to do during your year as governor?
Yes. So we started some new initiatives this year with our current governor, Michael Kesty, including the environment, diversity, equity, and inclusion. We'll continue our work with polio, because that's one that Rotary is known for, is eradicating polio worldwide. Two new programs that we'll be starting this year is a focus on peace and conflict resolution, because the world really needs some healing right now, especially with the war going on in Ukraine. And the other one is mental health, because mental health is health. And that's proof by our global grant that we have at Jack Nicklaus Children's Hospital. But we want to make mental health accessible for everyone. And also Rotary really takes care of its people as well as the communities they serve. So we're going to have a big focus on that as well.
Yeah, and really, I think maybe we could do something with South Florida PBS, because their telemedicine, they have a lot of free stuff going on that we could hand in hand kind of expose. And so one of our new members for our Rotary Club is the Vice President of Communications and Marketing and Communications for South Florida PBS, Janessia Squee.
Oh, okay.
So she's somebody we need to
get to know her.
Talk to. Yeah, we get to know her. Yeah, she's good.
We'll call you
people.
Janessia.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, if you're watching, Janessia, yeah, you're on our to-do list. Yeah. So tell me about yourself, though. Where do you come from? How did you get involved in Rotary?
Yeah, so I was born and raised in Chicago, and I moved to Florida in the 1980s, and I got involved in Junior League. And so I always had this giving spirit of, wanting to give back to my communities. And I was involved in the Chamber of Commerce. And then when I moved to South Florida, I got involved in Rotary, and I found Rotary, and I've been in it ever since and just love it. I always say that my business feeds my family, but Rotary feeds my soul.
Isn't that the truth?
It really is.
It is.
Yeah.
Whatever nonprofits you're involved in, it could be Rotary, it could be, any, there's so many great people in this community. And that's what I kind of like about what I do and, my show and my column. I get to write about what nonprofits are doing that are they're doing such good work. And so where did you go to school? What's your
I went to the University of South Florida.
Oh my gosh.
I got a degree in marketing and advertising, and I've been in marketing for 30 years now. I own a marketing agency.
Yeah.
Married to my husband, Victor, and we have 4 kids. And he's now retired, so.
But you still have a teenager.
I still have 2 teenagers at home.
2 teenagers. Oh my God.
I have 2 teenagers at home, so we're almost empty nesters, maybe. Yes.
So, do you know? I remember when South Florida, the University of South Florida, was just a couple of buildings.
You know how long
It's
ago
like
I went there?
FIU.
We didn't even have a football team when I went there.
Oh no, you did not have a football team. No,
Yes.
one of my best buddies was one of the first people to graduate there. She was ahead of me in class, but she, and she's gone on to great things. But it reminds me the way that they built that school, like FIU. Only FIU has just superseded everybody. Never mind University of Central Florida.
Right.
It's
Yes.
just crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell me, I know in the past we've had Rotaract clubs, and tell us a little bit about that. And if there are young people out there that want to form a club, how they would go about that.
Yeah, so Rotaract is our, we say college level of Rotary, but it's
just an
community-based
age.
as well. It's really age, so it's under age 35. And that doesn't mean if you're 30, you have to join Rotaract. You can join Rotary, or vice versa. So Rotaract is university-based or community-based. We have several Rotaract clubs in the area, and they operate just like a Rotary club, but they have a little different vibe. So the young adults that are in Rotaract really want to make a difference, and they love rolling up their sleeves and getting dirty.
They want want hands-on.
In fact, we have a younger member who just joined our club recently, and we do a project where we collect bikes and we ship them to Mpangeni, Africa, and then they're distributed in very remote villages in Africa. And she came to our bike project where we have to disassemble the bikes and put them in a shipping container. And she came up and said, "Look, my hands are dirty. This is why I joined Rotary."
Oh.
And we love that because we are a service organization.
Yeah.
So we love those Rotaractors and Rotarians that love to just get their hands dirty. And this year we have a new Rotaract chair. So she's going to help us form new clubs and grow clubs. So there's several Rotaract clubs in Miami. So if they want to learn more about it, they can, just visit our website and contact us.
Yeah. So who is it that's heading up that project?
Her name is Solanka Julian, and she is at the Rotaract Club of 8 Mile Rock in Grand Bahama. And the reason why we chose her to be the Rotaract chair is following Hurricane Dorian, which was a catastrophic hurricane.
Right.
Solanka was able to get Rotaractors together and get to our Rotary water plant and open the water plant and start delivering water before any Rotarians could get there.
No way.
She had just learned the week before how to operate this water plant, and she just had the initiative I've got to get my people together and get down there. And they were distributing water for about 6 months.
Talk about creating leaders.
No kidding. Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. And she's been through our leadership development program as well. And she is going to be a future leader. So we thought this would be a good task for her.
Somebody to keep an eye on, right?
Yes. She's definitely a future leader.
Oh my gosh. So, and then around, we're all over the place, but in the Miami area, because most of our listeners probably are, you know, in the Miami area. If a young person, say you're 20 years old, and you're thinking, oh, I'm just about to graduate from college, but, we don't have a Rotaract club, how would they would call her?
Yeah, well, they can even go to Rotary6990.org, and we do have a contact us, and we can connect them with a Rotaract club.
It's already in existence. They
Yep.
don't have to create their own.
They don't have to create their
Yeah.
own. There's a Rotaract
Yeah.
club at Miami-Dade College. There's one at FIU. We have community-based one down here in South Miami area.
Right.
So there's a lot of Rotaract clubs down here in Miami. We can connect her with one, or we're always looking to grow. And if they want to start one, we can help them do that too.
There you go. Yeah. So if they're already a leader,
If they're already a leader, call me.
yeah, exactly. We should kind of see the crop of regular people.
Yes, and we're actually starting now with Early Act, which is elementary and middle school, because
really?
we want to start fostering leadership and good community service at a young age. So we're starting them now in elementary school.
Isn't that something? What a great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what else is on your? Do any of our other aside from Coral Gables Rotary Club having this May 9th event? Do you have anything else on the radar that we should know about that we can share?
There are so many activities going on from Rotary clubs all over the community. And if they go to Rotary6990.org, there is a calendar of events, and all of the Rotary clubs can put their events on there. So there's so many
I wonder
things
if we've
coming
done
up.
that. I'm publicity chair. I'm wondering if I did that.
Well, we can help you do that. But
Yeah.
that they can find out what's going on in their community with a Rotary club, or find out about meetings that are happening too, if they just want to come and check us out and learn more about Rotary. But there's always things going on with Rotary.
And I don't know if people know, but we have amazing speakers at our meetings.
Yes.
People like Ron McGill, and we've had senators, we've had a lot of mayors. A lot of mayors end up at some point or another, but it's really interesting. And then on the environment, people with Miami-Dade County, and I'm sure you've had people from Broward County.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So it's something to consider that. And when you're traveling, tell people about what you do when you're traveling.
Right.
You can make up your meetings.
Yes. And there's, a lot of different reasons why people join Rotary. Some like that community service aspect where they want to give back and do things in their community. Some love going to Rotary meetings where they're making friends and they're hearing interesting speakers. And then some just like the fellowship, so there's socials as well. But you can, if you're missing meetings, you can go to any Rotary club in the world. Once you're a Rotarian of any Rotary club. So it's really interesting to go to different clubs. I was just in Germany last year and checked out some clubs over there, and
How is
it's a lot of
that?
fun. Well,
Do you speak German?
well, I don't, but they speak English.
They speak English?
Yeah, but it's really interesting, especially in different countries, the culture's a little different. And one of the clubs I went to in Munich had just started letting women in, and this
Oh,
is a
really?
club of 100 people, and so it's a little bit different. The culture's different. And some
Wonder how they felt about Jennifer.
everybody loves Jennifer. She's,
Oh, yeah.
she's an amazing
Yeah.
inspiration.
Yeah. So we're so lucky to have her. You're not going to believe it, but our 30 minutes is almost up.
Time went so fast.
I know, it always does.
Yeah.
Yeah. So any last words for us?
I always say, if you want to make a difference in the world, get involved. If you want to see that difference, and if you're unhappy with, your community or something that's happening and you want to bring about that change, join Rotary. We can help make that happen. And we're doing so many good projects, from, feeding children to eradicating disease to cleaning up the environment. And we would just love to have the talent.
And like you said, we also respond to crises all over the world.
We do.
From
Yes.
Shelter Box, helping Shelter Box. I know we've all done that.
Shelter Box is great.
And even during COVID, feeding South Florida, going out and loading the backs of cars with food products for people that had lost their jobs or whatever.
Or, feeding the healthcare workers
yeah.
and delivering PPE. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So that was quite an interesting. It was a wonderful bonding experience for a lot of club members too, when they had that opportunity, because everybody was involved and nobody had work.
Right. There was nothing else to do.
Nothing else to do but go out and volunteer. So, so that worked out well for everybody. So thank you so much for coming
Thank you,
today.
Gloria.
And Jay Almeida and Noreen Timoney, thank you for coming and sitting in on our our interview. And again, South Florida PBS, thank you for sponsoring the show. You guys are awesome, and we need to work together with South Florida PBS.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, until next week, stay healthy and be kind and do something good for someone else today.